Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Hey traders, in this video, I want to touch on a topic that has come up with my private clients today. So every single day when I'm trading the markets, I'm on the private Facebook group, really helping my private clients when they're looking at trades and so on and so forth. And we're talking today as the market was closing, and there was a few things that really came up for me that I really want to share with you. So firstly, just looking at the overall markets, guys, pretty much just a flat day across the market, so nothing really there. One thing I am noticing right now is the GDX, and the GDX looks like it may be starting to roll over yet, maybe starting to roll over for another leg down. The longer we spend here, the more it's likely to start to head back down through here. So GDX is actually looking quite weak through there. Now, the one thing I want to share with you is there's a few things that is going to make or break you as a successful trader in the markets, and it's a couple things. Firstly, is that it's never the market that gets you, okay? It's never the market that gets you. Let me ask you a question. With your trading, if you are struggling your trading right now, are you being consistent at trading one setup only every single time? And I guarantee you that if you're losing in the markets, if you're not, if you... I just saw a comment on my Facebook group for someone. I'm going to kill him, I tell you. With one of my private clients. Anyway, so if you're interested in being a private client, let me know. But it's good. I'm helping them out. I'm helping them see what the truth about these markets. Anyway, is that the fact is that if you want to be consistently long-term successful in the markets, guess what you need to be doing? You need to be consistent, right? What does that mean? That means being consistent at trading one setup. That means discipline at just taking that setup, and patience. Consistency, discipline, and patience. Consistency simply means is that if you want to make consistent long-term profits out of the markets, you must be consistent at trading one setup. Makes sense, right? But an understanding that when you're consistent, that your strategy also has a win-loss ratio. So therefore, that you could have a 70 or 80% win-loss ratio. That means 2 or 3 out of 10 are got to be losing trades. That's just accepting the fact of how the markets work and how your trading works. Makes sense? So you're consistent. You take a trade today. It may be a loss. It may be a win. You don't care because you don't know. You take it. You stick to the rules. Next trade, you take it. Next 2 rules, you take it. That is your foundations to your success. And I guarantee you that if you are not doing well in the markets right now, it's because you don't even have that foundational rules to your success, to how you approach the market. See, most people just think it's the market, or it's scammy, or it's rigged. It's all this sort of stuff. Like, no, it has nothing to do with that. Successful trading is 95% you being consistent, disciplined, and patient. Understanding a strategy is actually quite simple. Give yourself 2, 3, maybe 4 months maximum to understand a really good quality setup. That's easy, right? The hard thing is, and that's where with my private clients, I'm always there every single day. I'm doing weekly coaching sessions with them, is that I'm always there helping them understand, be consistent. Don't take crap trades. Oh, well, John, there's this one trade here, but there was this one rule that said don't get involved with this. Well, why are you taking that shit for? Don't. Wait as long. I don't care if you have to wait a whole month for one really good trade. You know what I mean? Like, that is your rule. That is how you get ahead in the markets. If you're not doing well in the markets right now, you don't have this foundational approach of how to approach the market, approach your trading, and you're all over the place. If you're all over the place with your trading, I guarantee your results are all over the place. Winning and losing and getting it wrong and getting it right and all this sort of talk. It's like, no, my job is to take the trade, manage it properly. Thank you very much. Next. Wait for the trade. Manage it properly. Thank you very much. Next. Some weeks I might have, or some months I might have a lot of trades, and some months I don't have a lot of trades. Some months I might be very active, and other months I might be very quiet. There might be no trades for a whole month. Listen to me here. The reason, one of the biggest reasons why most people don't do well in the markets is not because they don't know how to trade or they don't know how to find a good quality trade, right? You've done plenty of courses in the past and so on and so forth. The number one thing that stops you from it is that you being impatient. The number one thing that stops you is you being impatient. And you may say, well, John, I've been watching the markets for a whole week. John, it's been 2 weeks. John, it's been 3 weeks. John, it's been 4 weeks and there's been no trades. I didn't give a shit. Your job is to wait and wait as long as you have to until that setup that you know is a really good quality setup that meets the rules that you take every time appears on the charts or comes to you. Your job is not to do nothing, because I guarantee you, if you're doing anything in between that, you're only going backwards. And if you're at the end of the month and you haven't traded once, and your account has been flat that whole time, guess what? You are up by default. You are up by default. You get that, right? Because guess what? What's the alternative? You not trading and you trading based on what you think, hope, or fear. What you think is going to happen, what you hope is going to happen, and what you're fearful of missing out. And guess what happens? You end up going backwards, don't you? You end up going behind. You end up losing money because you're getting in all that sort of stuff, right? You know that, right? Like if you've been trading for a while, or even for a short term, you know that. And so, and if you do trade the markets and you make some money based on luck, then guess what? You think you're lucky, you think you got this, and then suddenly you're going to get smacked. So that's one of the biggest things that I see. That's such a foundational rule, and that's where like 95% of it is mindset. 95% is you. What is that? That's getting you to stop you from taking. Well, Jordan, I haven't had a trade for a few weeks, and there's this one trade here. It meets everything, but there's one or two rules there that says that there's not. It's not. Well, don't take it. You see how your standards are quite low there. Like you've got to stick to the rules. Because I guarantee you can just take 1 or 2 dozen trades throughout the entire year and kick butt long term and be a multiple 6-figure to even possibly a 7-figure trader. You realize that, right? Over the years, just by taking 1 to 2 dozen really good trades throughout the entire year. If you start with $1,000 trade and before you know it, by end of 12 months, you're doing 10, 20, 30 grand per trade. And before you know it, you're making anywhere between $500,000 and $1 million a year. Just by taking a couple of dozen really good trades throughout the entire year. You see what I'm saying there, right? It's not you trading every single day or getting in and getting out. The people who do that are always getting smacked around and I've done that. Now, what I mean by that is that if you are intraday trading, where you're trading the 1-minute charts, 2-minute charts, that's a different story, right? You're probably likely to get a lot more trades that way if you're trading those time, especially if you're trading, maybe 6 or 7 different forex pairs, maybe the futures market as well too. You're looking at the 1-minute charts, 2-minute charts, 5-minute charts. You're likely to get at least a couple of really good trades per week. Makes sense. But if you're just trading the daily chart, you're getting in, you're trading the markets, and you're waiting to see what's going to happen, you're getting into the trade and you're waiting to see what's going to happen for the next maybe 1 to 5 days, or maybe for the next say 1 to 5 weeks. That's the thing. There is that I just lost my train of thought. But anyway, so that's basically one thing I want to share with you. The other biggest mistake that I see that's happening right now within my private coaching group. There's this one guy there. I'm not gonna say his name because I don't want to do that. But this is one thing. This is the biggest myth out there. Okay, the biggest myth out there is that if the Dow Jones, or let's just go the S&P 500. If the S&P 500 is overall going up, the overall market is going up right now on the S&P 500. So therefore, I should be only looking for bullish trades. What a whole lot of bollocks that is. It's like, no, the S&P 500 is just an index. It doesn't represent the entire S&P 500 stock market. It gives an average, but I guarantee you there's plenty of stocks in the S&P 500 that are doing the complete opposite to the S&P 500. In fact, you know what? If I go through, let me do this here. So I'm going to go through this one here. Right? This is one stock here, QCOM. Here we go. Right? I just went through 3 stocks. This stock here, JWN is an S&P 500 stock. It looks nothing like the S&P 500. It's been going down for the last 12 months. S&P 500 has been going up overall for the last 12 months. The point I'm trying to say is that if you have a trading system and you get a trade on a stock, don't not take it because, you think something's going to happen tomorrow in the markets or whatever's going to happen in the market itself. Makes sense? So when you're trading the markets and you're getting involved in the markets, you take the trade based on your trading rules and not based on what the Dow Jones or the S&P 500 are doing. Because guess what? As I just shared with you, right? The S&P 500 is just the S&P 500. There's I guarantee you there's at least 20 stocks that have been trending down for the last 12 months. Here's one stock, just as an example, and the S&P is not doing nothing. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that the S&P 500 and the Dow Jones are okay, but they don't really give a barometer on what's happening on the individual stocks. It's like, oh, the market went down today 7% or went down 2%, the Dow Jones and stuff like that. It's like, but they don't, that's not really whatever, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, there's been stocks been going down for, like, look at GE, right? What's been happening with GE lately? You know, GE's been, right? The overall market's been going up. GE's been getting habit. You know what I mean? Like, this is just another example here of what's going on right now. Makes sense? So, please think about this within your trading. This is one of the biggest things that stopped me from getting ahead for so long. I knew the strategy. I knew the trading system. I knew what a good quality setup looked like and all this sort of stuff. But it was me not being consistent. It was me taking shit trades and thinking, man, if I only took one or two trades this month which met the rules, I'd do well. But hang on a minute. I just took 10 trades. 8 didn't meet the rules, and now I'm going backwards. You know, and then suddenly what happens? You just start to blame the market. You start to blame everyone else and all that sort of stuff. It's like, no, you only have yourself to blame. So that's where with trading is never about the strategy. Trading is never. You got to have a good strategy, yes. But most of your success is going to come from how consistent and patient you are with that. How consistent your last 10 trades should meet the exact same rules every single time. And you should patiently wait as long as you have to until those rules are met. That's the game of trading. That's how trading works. If you're not willing to do that, then stop trading. You are only going to go and continue to go backwards. Hey traders, thanks for watching my YouTube video. I've just released a brand new training. It's 100% free training, and you're going to learn my number one most powerful trading technique / chart reading technique that I use that actually helps me get up to a 90% success rate. I use it. It's a very big part of my trading system. You're going to absolutely love this. This is what I call going with the stream. So when you find big strong currents in the markets, that's what this is all about. So very first thing in the description below, guys, go click on that and you can go register, or you can go get instant access to this free training right now and start to apply this to your trading right now. So click on the very first thing in the description below and go get free access to this training and get instant access right now.